Welcome to JHouze Radio, episode 46, your variety podcast for
Yay,
film,
welcome
pop
guys.
culture.
Yay.
Yeah, your variety podcast for film, pop culture, music, and all fun things like that. Los is not here tonight. Thank goodness. Who needs him? Stay where you are. Um, Hope you never come back. I'm joking, Los. Wherever you are, if you're watching this or listening to this, I am totally joking, buddy. It's all good. I am your magnificent leader KJ, followed by our amazing host Viv is back in the house. How's it going? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yay.
Awesome. Adams in chat says in our Twitch chat, by the way. So if you guys are listening to the audio version of this, you want to watch the podcast live, make sure you check out the podcast on twitch.tv/K to the J. I'll leave the link in the description. Adam says, I was not a fan of Loki finale. We were not a fan of the Loki finale. Why not? I don't understand that. That was like an amazing finale. Today we are going to be talking about Loki today. That's our little sneak preview right there. We're going to do a spoiler cast, dive into some of the things we saw throughout the season and what does it mean for the future of MCU. And yeah. So, Viv, before we jump into that, how was your week? Anything new? Playing anything new? Watching anything new? Listening to anything new?
I'm actually reconnecting with my inner rock goddess. And since I have a very long commute to go to work, I get to listen to a whole mess of different things.
Okay.
And one of them happens to be Heart radio station. Heart, not iHeart, but Heart, the actual rock and roll band. 2 women, rock and roll pioneers, 100% awesome. What? And
nice.
they have like legit a slew of different music bands from that genre, from that area. So I've been listening to that, and that's on Spotify.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I've also been able to read up a little bit on certain things that are happening with infrastructure in our country.
Break that down for me. What do you mean? Infrastructure in our country?
Infrastructure is pretty much the maintenance of our highways, roads, water system, gas system, sewage systems, and most of the railroads and most of the bridges and most of anything that involves transportation. So there's a bill on the floor in the Senate and in the House, and they're trying to like navigate it with a package and then put a whole bunch of other stuff to it. And instead of actually paying attention to the things that we need, like, let's make sure that the toilets flush and the sewage system works and it doesn't back up.
Yeah.
We're fighting about other things on the floor. So I've been reading on how certain areas in the United States are impacted by how our water systems are, not repaired or not able to handle the capacity, especially in like our metropolitan areas, like East Coast is New Jersey, New York, Maryland, Boston, all those places. And then on the West Coast, we've been having fires and lots of fires and super fires and crazy other fires. So we need infrastructure for that, and that they need better water accessibility because of, all the droughts that they've been having, and a way to be able to maintain a certain level of fluidity, pun intended, to make sure that everybody has enough water and they don't have to like have quotas or time frames where they shut the water off for a particular time and then they let it turn back on. And it's just been very interesting to find out that some of these systems have been in place since like the New Deal, which was like 1920 something. How was your week? How have you been? What have you heard or what have you played?
Playing, I have not been playing too much lately. Honestly, I feel bad that I have not been gaming as much. It feels weird. I don't know. I'm just at a different point in my life right now.
It's called adulting.
I know being an adult sucks. You don't get time to.
Adulting.
do certain things. I know. I feel like we talked about that last podcast. We got to make that a thing. Hashtag adulting.
Hashtag
Um, but yeah, slowly but surely here and there, I try to get into some gaming, some with some people in the community and stuff like that. I think that's one thing I miss about it is gaming with the community.
Okay.
'Cause, actually, last week I think it was, me and Adams and some other guys from the chat actually was doing some what is it, tabletop simulator on PC, and we were playing Uno.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I want to try to see if I can get some more Uno games going. I love Uno, so maybe we can get some more of that going with
Hey,
people in the community.
I have
Um,
waterproof Uno.
waterproof Unos. Why would you need it to be waterproof unless you're drinking alcohol?
Unless you're in the beach or by the poolside and the cards fall into the pool.
You know what? That's a good point. Okay. Chat recommendation. Anybody listening, get waterproof Uno just in case you're by the pool or by the beach or drinking alcohol.
Correct.
Um, other things I've been getting into. I started watching this show on Netflix. It's pretty. I think it started in 2018. It's called You. On
Oh,
Netflix.
yes.
Oh, you've seen it
I've
before.
only seen 2 episodes.
You've only seen 2 episodes. What are you
Well,
doing with your
I
life?
got sidetracked because there's a thing called Black Summer on Netflix.
I heard
You would
about that. Haven't
you
watched
would
it yet
love it.
though.
You would love it. So,
Really?
season 2 came out recently. So, I've been absorbing season 1 really quick with the
Mm.
so and because
Wait. With the
he's in
what's the so?
the significant other
You call your significant other so for
every
short?
so often. I mean, I
That
have my own pet name for him, but
we
his name is Jay.
alrighty.
So
Alrighty.
it's Jay.
That's awesome.
His name is Jay, and he's all into this situation of Black Summer. So I recommend if y'all are listening, Black Summer, really, really good. It's zombie based stuff. That's
Oh,
all I'm saying.
if it's zombies, I'm in there. That's all I need. Just give me zombies. I'm cool.
And it's shot in a way, KJ, that you would be interested in watching it because of how it's shot,
Really?
filmed. Yes. Very
Interesting.
interesting the way that it's filmed. It's kind of it gives you like anticipation things, but like, oh my god. But yeah, I only seen two episodes of the You series, so
Yeah, if for anybody who's watching or listening, if you have not seen the TV show You on
You.
Netflix, I 100% recommend it. The best way to describe it is a guy
It's also
fall
a
in
thriller.
loves. Say again?
It's also a thriller.
Yeah, it's pretty much a thriller. It has some comedy. I wouldn't even say comedy, but there is some funny moments in it. But it's overall, yeah, it's a thriller. It's about a guy who is a little mentally disturbed, falls in love, without giving away too much. He falls in love, but he has kind of a crazy side to him. And yeah, I don't want to give away too much.
No,
Just
I
watch
think
it.
that's enough. I think
Yeah,
you can
that's a
stop right there. It keeps you all at the edge of your seat in certain
yeah.
ways. So don't watch it at night with the lights closed. I mean, with the lights off, because it's just no.
I mean,
Like I had to turn on all the lights.
it's not
It was
scary, but it's
for well, from there's a male female perspective in that movie too. So that's
yeah.
all, you know.
And I would definitely say that it's really hard to talk about that without just watch it, guys. Just watch it. That's
Just
it.
watch
Just
it.
if you don't have Netflix, do a free trial, steal somebody's password, type in you, and just watch it. It's a good
And
show.
once you're done with that, you can watch Black Summer.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's like a 6 episodes, season type thing, or 8 episodes or something like that. It's really short,
Yeah.
but it goes by really, really fast. So,
Have
any
you?
of you, go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you been like watching much Netflix lately? Because I saw online somewhere that Netflix has been losing subscribers lately.
I
And
have, because I have tons of shows that I have been putting on my list to watch.
yeah,
And some of those shows have officially ended. So I think it's important to like catch up with the ones that I said I was gonna actually like watch.
yeah.
Like I also started watching The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher and the guy from the '70s show that worked with him.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to watch that. I haven't got a
It's
chance to check it
really
out yet.
funny. It's
Yeah,
funny and good at the same time. Like there's a lot of kind of weird drama happening, but
yeah.
it's and they work so well together. And then you have Sam Elliott, of course.
Oh, my Sam Elliott. Um, Adams in chat says I watch Fear Street on Netflix. I want to watch Fear Street. That's on my that's on my backlog
Oh,
right now. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Jay saw 1 and 2. He has to watch number 3.
Apparently, I heard Netflix is trying to turn that into like a big thing where they come out with a new episode or a new short like every month. So like
Oh,
once a month. That's
that's
what I
so.
heard that they're trying to do.
I think that's a good idea. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, they want to do an equivalent to the MCU. They want to do like a horror version of the MCU, which I will be really intrigued to see how that works out. But
Is they gonna do the zombie versions of like Spider-Man and like?
no, I mean not like literally like horror
Oh.
MCU, but you know how like the MCU has like each film is just connected with all these different characters and all these different personalities. They
Mm,
kind of want to go that route with horror, which I think will be interesting because we've been getting that with comic books for like the past 15 years. I would
yeah.
love to see somebody take that formula and put it into the horror space and see how that works out. All right, let's jump into what we're here for, guys. Let's jump into some Loki.
Loki.
Once again, this is going to be spoiler filled, so if you guys have not finished Loki yet, I would definitely say come back to this podcast after you finish watching it. But if you don't mind spoilers, we're gonna jump into it. All right, so Viv, what was your overall thoughts on, at least let's just start from like the first episode, like the beginning of Loki.
Can I
What did you
curse a
think of
little
it?
bit? Is that allowed?
Can you curse a little bit? No, you cannot curse. If you
Okay.
curse, I will press a button and you would disappear and evaporate.
That's
Go ahead. That's fine.
it's a holy shit every time. Every time.
Every time.
And my eyeballs do open up that big. Holy shit.
Now, did you kind of have high hopes about this show going
I
into
had
it?
no expectations. I had nothing. All I had was the trailer, and that's all I went with. Both me
Yeah.
and Jay. That's it. It was more of a holy shit moment every 5 seconds or so. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. It
I
was
I thought it was casted so well.
yes, it
So
was.
well. I'm like so impressed at how well they picked their cast. And how they were able to intertwine a lot of his backstories
Mhm.
because it's the story of him. It's the story of what happened when he got sucked out after he picked up the Tesseract
Mhm.
in New York, and that's what happened. Like from that moment, like
Yeah.
it starts from that point. So
Yeah,
I like the way that.
I want to say I had no expectations from it. I was just cautiously optimistic because I like the Loki character in general, but I was just wondering like where are they going to go with this story? Like what are they going to do with this? How are they going to keep this interesting for 6, 7, 8 episodes? Um and like you said, they started it off hot. I thought it was pretty good. The casting caught me by surprise because it was great casting. I was just surprised to see a lot of like Owen Wilson, for example. I was not expecting to see him in here at all.
Right? I thought
You
he sort
know,
of like tapered off after like Night at the Museum.
exactly,
That's the last I
exactly,
saw him in.
exactly. And then when I saw that he was on here, I was like, Owen Wilson, what? Okay, this might be interesting.
It was so good to see also Wunmi Mosaku and Jonathan Majors. There were both major actors and players in that series Lovecraft County on the HBO um
Oh
series.
yeah, Lovecraft Country. Yeah, yeah. So we'll jump into that in a second too because I have some thoughts about that guy for sure.
And the girl, because she was the sheriff girl, like the police
Oh
girl.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
Who
were
was?
both in They were
Oh,
both in it. She Wunmi Wunmi Mosaku. I want to pronounce it correctly this time. Wunmi Mosaku. She is the chief. Like, she was the one that sort of fought. What's her face? Ravana.
She
At
was like
the end.
she was like
One of the.
one of the head officers,
She was
basically.
the one that initially arrested Loki.
Yeah.
But in Lovecraft County, she was the one that she fell in love with the white girl, white man, and then
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
kept
yeah, yeah.
changing into a white woman, and then she kept coming out of her skin. It's
Spoilers.
creepy shit.
Spoilers. Yeah, Lovecraft Country is a very weird show. I didn't know what to expect of it before I watched it. I do know that the first episode made my jaw drop. Like it literally just blew my mind. I could not understand what I was watching. But if any of you guys have not seen Lovecraft Country, definitely watch it. It's a pretty good show. Pretty good show.
And it's very if you all know who or what HP Lovecraft is known for, it's pretty much that kind of bizarro situations and storylines. But yeah, definitely seeing those two characters in Loki, awesome. Good choice.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah,
picking it up.
definitely. I mean, and one more thing about Lovecraft. One more the thing I loved about that show so much is that they intertwined like this horror element with like what racism in what's like the 50s to 60s. Like they just mix all that together so well. Like you would never think, oh, horror mixed with, you know, almost like a sci-fi element mixed with racism. Like during that time, you would not think that that would make a good show, but it
Well,
does.
at the same time, it also does touch upon how a lot of historical points in African American history that has not been taught to us has been they explored it in a way, so it's not disrespectful, but it opens up the eyes of, oh hey, this happened for real. We're not telling you who, where, what, but the why is there, so this is what happened. So
Exactly. So but yeah, just wanted to touch base on that real quick. Who was your favorite Loki on the
at the
show?
end,
Aside from like the actual Loki. Yeah, which Loki was your favorite Loki?
I had two. So
Okay.
I like the main one.
Okay.
Tom Hiddleston. Actually, I have three. Okay. So Tom Hiddleston.
Who doesn't like Tom Hiddleston? Come on. Even I have a man crush on him.
Classic Loki. Played by Richard E. Grant.
Yes, I was surprised to see him in
He
there.
was
He did
alive
amazing.
and well doing it. And it's a toss up between Alligator Loki and Little King Loki.
I'm not gonna lie, Alligator Loki is my favorite one because it was just so random. Like he goes through the portal and you see, oh, there's a kid Loki, there's an old guy Loki, here's a cocky Loki, and then you
There's a
see
black Loki.
exactly, and then you see Alligator. I was just like, what? That was just so random. Who would have thought that an alligator Loki would have been a Loki from a different timeline? So I would have to say for me, my favorite Loki would have to be the alligator. I mean, it's because it just looks silly, you know?
I think it touched upon a lot of like a point of comic relief when everything was kind of chaotic. I mean, not to say that Sylvie Loki was not good, because she was great. She was awesome.
Oh yeah, Sylvie too. Yeah, I don't know why I'm
Sylvie
missing out on
Loki was
Sylvie.
great. But at the same time, like, she was a constant in that series. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's bound to change things, and plus the way she affected the ending. Hello.
Yeah, Sylvie is definitely one of my favorites too. Like I just liked her character in the show in general. The way she carried the screen when any of the other Lokis weren't around was just awesome, and she's just an awesome character, man. Like she kicked ass, you know. So how can you not like Sylvie? what did you think? And Adams, if you're still in chat, I guess you can chime in too. What did you think of that final episode, man? When we
Okay.
finally got to look at what is his name?
Jonathan Majors, he who remade, was it
He Who Remains.
He who remains.
Yes, He Who
He
Remains,
did
which is
such
like
a
an
great
amazing name, by
job.
the way.
He did such a great job. Like if I have a pet, sometimes I'm gonna, if at any time I'll name him He Who Remains. Maybe a turtle, so he could just stay.
Exactly.
He Who Remains, turtle. Snap,
That's
snap.
gonna be the name of my next pet that I get. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. He Who
He
Remains.
Who Remains.
Like,
We just
okay,
call him,
but what is his
we
name?
call him
He Who Remains.
HWR.
Exactly. But yeah, I just I thought that him popping up. I mean, I kind of knew about it like maybe 2 days before it happened, but I
Oh,
did not expect to see him playing He Who Remains at all.
how did you know that was gonna happen?
Because because after every episode I go on YouTube and I watch like breakdowns on each episode. From like different content creators, like, oh, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this Easter egg possibly mean? And somebody, I forgot what content creator said it, but somebody said, yeah, this might be setting up for, no, actually they were trying to figure out who is going to be at the end of time. That's what everybody was trying to figure out. Who was going to
Right.
be the possible person. And Kang was one of the people that they mentioned, and they say, well, it could be Kang because Kang is being, I mean, the guy who's playing Kang is being casted for that role in Ant-Man, and that was already known before that last episode happened.
Well,
So yeah,
I believe that the one thing about He Who Remains is also possibly setting up for Doctor Strange #2.
yes,
Maybe.
so that's the thing, is that this Kang character looks like he's going to possibly be our next Thanos. Honestly, he looks like he could possibly be our next Thanos. So that's what's going to be interesting about this. I think Jonathan killed that role. Honestly, I was not expecting it.
Mr. Majors, if you're listening, this was amazing. You did a great job.
For sure, for sure. You need to come on the podcast so you can talk about it. Just saying.
Mr. Majors, come on our podcast.
But yeah, just like some people didn't like it. Some people were, turned off by it. But I like when he was on that screen, when he was talking, I literally was glued. I was literally glued to his performance, like what he did in Lovecraft Country, what he did in other films, and just the way he stole the show. I was not expecting that, because when we first got a shot of him and we saw him talking, I was like, all right, maybe it's going to be a quick monologue and then the show's going to end. He literally took up like that last 30 minutes of that show almost, and just, it doesn't matter what he was saying, what he was doing, you were just intrigued by it because
Right.
of how he carried that character. You didn't know what to expect, and I
And
think that just made it so interesting.
it also like in Lovecraft Country, it sort of introduced him to the public, but this
Yes,
expands like it shows his length, his stretch.
his range. Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely, he's an actor that has good range.
I just
And
love the fact that he was able to sit on a table and eat an apple and just enjoy it. It was so great.
but that's what I liked about his character. He was calm. He
He was
wasn't
all
crazy.
chill. He was
He
just
was
very, very
ex-
chill.
exactly. He wasn't some wacky guy. He was just calm the entire time. He was like, yeah, if you want to kill me, go ahead, you can kill me,
Go
but I'm
ahead.
gonna come back.
Know that I will come back. It's okay.
Exactly. So I don't know, man. I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen now, because obviously he was killed. Um Sophie killed him. I mean, Sylvie killed him. So now that means, according to him, he's going to come back in multiple forms in different realities, basically. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what he said. But either way, he's
Well,
going to come back in multiple forms.
that is what happens, is that once he was done, like once he was not in control, all the different timelines that were supposed to not exist began existing. So, you know how like in time, like the TVA, which is the time
Time Variance Association.
Yeah, so the Time Variance Association is supposed to maintain time and its historical events and any other events on a regular, like, serene line. But the moment that he got killed, He Who Remains, all these extra little branches just started, if you've ever seen The Flash, have you ever seen The Flash?
Yeah.
Okay, so Flashpoint, but lots of them all over the place. And that's what he was explaining. And I was like, And then the dimensions, because, it's not just one linear dimension anymore. It's going to be very many dimensions.
Yeah.
So a ton of flashpoints, a ton of dimensions, so many things happening. It's just going to be chaos, madness.
Yeah.
Chaos. My new word.
Chaos and madness. I coin it. That belongs to JHouze Studios. Anybody use it? It's already copywritten at this point.
Hashtag Mayos.
I'm gonna actually use that when I promote this episode. This episode was Mayos. But yeah, I just I was thinking about that too, because I was watching Flash the other day. Is that we're really getting into this time continuing thing, man, where time is just going to be screwed with royally, and a lot of stuff that we thought was done or finite in previous Marvel films and TV shows could just be erased and start over. We may have a new Iron Man within the next 2 years. We may have a new Captain America. Well, no, we actually already do have a Captain America. But at this point, anything is possible.
Right.
Literally anything is possible.
Because also at this point, all the stones are everywhere.
Exactly.
And we have Tesseract somewhere. We have, this guy somewhere.
Thanos.
I don't want to say his name. He makes me angry.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Makes me so angry. Yeah. But yeah, we'll have a different Thanos and he'll have a different plan, maybe. Who knows? Like random banana things, and the Guardians of the Galaxy will be different. It's just gonna be all.
I cannot wait for the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That's probably one of my favorite franchises in the entire MCU. I just love Guardians of the Galaxy. So
that was a very good franchise. However, I'm really looking forward to Doctor Strange coming up.
Yeah, I feel like Doctor Strange is going to be our next big Marvel film. I mean, we have some pretty big ones coming up, but I think as far as like ones that are gonna like really change the face of the MCU, I think that one's gonna be the next big one.
Yep, 100%.
So yeah, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I mean, Loki is already signed for season 2, so when we get that, that's going to be interesting. Like where that's gonna be placed on the timeline of Marvel films.
Soon. Well, obviously they have their own thing going with Disney Plus or Disney Channel. So I do want to think. Wait, who? I always forget his name.
Who?
Jeremy Renner. He plays this guy. Hawkeye?
Hawkeye, yeah, there we go.
Hawkeye. Okay.
I was gonna say Green Arrow. I was like, that is a different universe.
That's the wrong universe.
That is DC. So, but yeah, I think that's supposed to be.
That's next. I think it should be next after, because Black Widow comes out, and then his story has to come out because it's the place that they always talk about between the two of them. What happened was it Belgium? No. Brussels? No.
In Black Widow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
Okay.
The name, yeah, but either way, something
Prague.
happens.
Is it Prague? It's a European city. Something happens in that city and no one talks about it. And it's mentioned in every single movie between the two of them, right? Hawkeye and Black Widow. And it's like, oh, don't want to repeat that again. And it's like, what happened? Like, I don't know what's happening. So
yeah, something happens in that.
being that Black Widow came out, right? So that storyline is live and well. This storyline for Hawkeye should come out, and that way we could put 2 and 2 together and finally figure out what the hell happened in that place.
Yeah, it's interesting. You definitely, I wouldn't say you need to watch Black Widow, but you should.
I'm going to. I refuse.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get into this again. And for the record, I pay for subscription services, and one of them being Disney Plus. If I have to pay additional money to see something that they have already produced, and I refuse to go to the movie theater because, quite honestly, it's the same amount going to the movie theater as it is watching it at home.
Yeah.
I'd rather wait and watch it within my subscription plan for free and enjoy it. So
we got to come up with a JHouze ranking system, because I feel like I change it. Oh, how many stars? How many thumbs? How many Lotus toes? Etc. Etc. We got to come up with a ranking system.
But how many glasses? Maybe how many glasses?
No, we got to come up with something unique.
How many shot glasses? There you go. How many shot glasses?
No, all right. You know what? How many? No, that's funny. You know what? We'll figure it out.
How many little erasers?
Eraser dots. Chat, and anybody listening and watching the audio version or the video version of the podcast, leave in the comments anywhere and let us know what kind of ranking system do you want us to make for JHouze.
How many emojis, or how many little movie emojis, or how many movie machine emojis?
I will say how many vivs would you give this show from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest? How many vivs?
Yay, all the vivs.
All the vivs. Cool.
How many KJs will you give?
How many KJs would I give Loki? I would 100% have to say I would give it like a 4.5 KJ.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was good.
1/2 of a KJ?
4.5 of a KJ. Only because I felt like there was
the top or the
bottom. I guess the top. 4 in the top part of KJ. I feel like there were certain parts of the show where it just kind of dragged on with the whole who's running the TVA, and I feel like that dragged on so long for some episodes, which I get it, you want to build up the hype and all, that's fine, but I feel like it was just
you have to fill in history, I think, just factoids that are kind of necessary. Although you watched a bunch of after episode podcasts, what special Easter eggs are we supposed to sort of remember or look into if we watch the series again?
There's a Thanos copter. There's a Thanos copter in one of the Easter eggs. That was there. And then there's also an Easter egg where Thor himself
he was inside the dirt.
He was inside the dirt, and he played the voice of Thor Frog or something like that. Like the frog that was, and he was trying to reach for the hammer. So that was kind of fun. I mean, the show is full of Easter eggs. Literally, it's like Easter egg heaven. But yeah, I think that was just my only gripe. Is just I felt like some episodes were just a little long in the tooth, just a little bit. But overall, it's good. I can't wait for season 2. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with the next Disney series, and I can't wait for what do we got next? We have Shang-Chi that's coming out in September. I'm seeing that day 1, and then we also have the Eternals, which is coming out sometime this holiday. Salma Hayek's gonna be in there, so you can't go wrong with Salma Hayek. And yeah,
Selma.
Like it's Selma. Who else is in there? Selma Hayek.
Hayek.
Selma Hayek, not Hayek.
Not Hayek.
Selma, if you're listening to this, I'm
sorry. Oh my God, Selma, perdónalo, por favor.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to look up the Eternals cast real quick before we get out of here. I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie. I forgot she's in there as well.
Yeah, those people.
Miss Laura Croft herself. Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie,
Actually,
give him a
did you
chance.
get to see the movie about the fire or something with her that I told you that you should watch? That she's
Negative. I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
Okay, so
I
this
did
is
not get
why
to see it
Netflix
yet.
is important.
Dark Legion, what's up, buddy? Dark Legion in chat says, "Whoa, got a diss on her." I am not trying to diss on Selma. Okay, I just said her last name wrong, so my
I
apologies.
corrected him, and I apologize in Spanish in case this podcast gets to her ears.
Yeah, just
Perdónalo,
in
Selma,
case.
por favor.
Just in case. Exactly.
We're covering all our bases.
So yeah, other than that, I mean, like I said, I liked it. Loki was good. I gave it 4.5 KJs, and I can't wait to see what season 2 is gonna look like. So we'll have to see.
I hope it does a lot of connecting because he also has to return back to the original time.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think it also depends on what happens between now and season 2, like what movies we get, what shows we get. I think that's gonna determine where that falls.
that's
So
true.
we'll see.
Additionally to Selma Hayek and Angelina Jolie, you're gonna have Kit Harington.
Are we just gonna like overpronounce everybody's last name? Selma
Just
Hayek,
no Hayek.
Paris
Hayek.
Petal, Sebastian Senior, Leah McHugh, Kit Harrington.
Kit
So we're
Harington.
gonna over exaggerate everybody's last
Don Lee.
name. KJ. Keep going. Just keep it going.
Carlos in Ascensia.
Next time Los is on the podcast, I'm gonna have to introduce him like that.
Carlos.
Hey everybody, this is KJ, Carlos, and Viv, JHouze Radio. That's how it's gonna be.
Your best forecasting voice here.
There we go. There we go. That's how we're gonna do it from now on, chat. Viv, what do you want to leave to the people before we get out of here? Any recommendations? Anything you want to plug? Any projects you're working on, or just anything in general? What you had for dinner? All that good
I
stuff.
had an amazing, spicy Mediterranean beef bowl, and to my surprise, Jay ate it and he liked it, and it's healthy food.
Really?
So if y'all follow Instagram or whatever, I usually post sometimes what I make if I make anything. And this time around, it was my turn to cook dinner, and thankfully to Green Chef, we had some ingredients, and I made spicy Mediterranean beef bowls.
Interesting. If you guys want to check out those beef bowls.
It was couscous based with dates and Parmesan, feta cheese, and some kind of spice blend from the Mediterranean countries. And you cook that into ground meat, and then you put that in there with like roasted vegetables that you put in a pan in the oven, and it was just like delicious. And it was a bowl, and we had two. It was great.
So everybody who's probably watching or listening to the podcast right now is probably drooling. So thank you for that.
You can follow me on Instagram, and it has my pictures of the bowl.
Yeah, we'll definitely throw her information in the show notes for you guys to check it out if you guys want to check out some pasta bowls and
some dinner bowls.
Some dinner bowls.
Anything you would like to plug in, Sir KJ?
So yeah, don't forget, guys, if you guys want to support the podcast financially and get some special podcast benefits, go to patreon.com/JHouze, and a little sneak peek, we have some new merch that is finally done. That is gonna be hitting the stores next. Actually, it's already in the store right now. So if you can
web stores,
check it out. Exactly. Check it out in the show notes or the description of the show. You should have the link to our new merch, actually. So
it's COVID friendly.
It's COVID. How does that happen? Our merch is COVID friendly, so you will not get the vid, guys. It is sanitized.
It's sanitized.
It is. Yeah. It's all that good stuff.
It's digitally available. You don't even have to go to a physical store.
Gee whiz. Hashtag we gotta promote all the hashtags we did today, and I forgot all of them. So you gotta remind me later.
Hashtag adulting. Hashtag I had a Coke today.
Hashtag adulting and hashtag I had a Coke today. If you guys are checking this out, make sure you hashtag it, and I'm gonna see what you guys put in there.
And it
'Cause
was a
now I'm
bunch of
intrigued.
us.
Dark Legion, appreciate that. Dark Legion, you too. Make sure you use those hashtags from now, because I'm curious to see what you guys throw in
Yay!
there.
Thank you, Dark Legion. I can't
Other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys checking out the podcast today. Don't forget, if you want to catch us live, twitch.tv/K, the number 2 THAJ. We're gonna get out of here. Gotta go. Other than that, thank you for checking us out, showing us love.
Toodaloo, everyone. Thank you.
Peace and chicken grease. Catch you later.